Guys, to another video with Lindsay. Today we have a early game guide for Wurrzag. This has proven to be one of the most painful guides for me to make. As you can see here, if I do the load, all you're gonna see is failed attempts at coming up with a strategic plan. Yeah, I've tried it a few times. I've succeeded. Where is it? This one succeeded to a certain extent, but apart from that, yeah, it didn't go as planned. That said, let's get straight into it, shall we? So the first things first is we're not going to go with my original plan, which is a very ambitious plan of taking Karaki by turn 20, 21. With auto resolve only. We're going to make sure that you're in a stable position with a decent army and a decently leveled lord. So the first things first is you get Wurrzag over here. You're gonna recruit 3 units of Savage Orcs, which are his special unit, as they make him they're quite strong underneath him. And you're gonna build an idols. Now you have 2 options with regards to what you do with Goji Daslo over here. He is cunning, so it's actually going to be really useful. But at this start, most of the times I found it's quite useful if you try... there you go, he failed. But most of the time he actually succeeds, and that is going to help you research the Healy mushrooms faster, because you're going to need it for replenishment. You're going to enter, and they should move their lord that is in Dragonhorn Mines all the way up to Bitterstone Mine. And that is going to be where you fight your first battle. The first few turns you can auto-resolve like most campaigns, especially if you can do it on Legendary, you can do it on most of the others. And that is going to be useful because you're not going to really have any negative impacts from doing this. You come over here, you're stronger enough to deal with his army, especially since it's in forced march. You take some damage, but on overall you deal damage. You are going to sack the settlement and you are going to come into your own territory. I usually like to put him on top of those. You're going to start raiding your own territory and you're going to recruit Savage Orcs. You're going to do this till you have a full army, and this turn as well you try and recruit that. Now, Steel Technology again, success, perfect, and he levels up. You get him Sticky Stabbing, and that is your second turn. You're going to do this for a while, and I will jump straight to the part of the campaign that we deal with confederating the Teeth Snatchers, and then we'll move on from there. Come into our territory, so we get that extra replenishment rate over there, and also make sure you go to full health by taking that. You hinder replenishment of that, just get yourself a little bit more experience. You're at level 6 and Wurrzag is at level 7. We'll have Lightning Strike next turn in the next battle. We've sacked these settlements a few times, but they should be absolutely fine now as the enemy heals them. And when you capture the settlements through a confederation, you don't suffer the sacking and looting penalty as you would if you were to capture the settlements from sacking them repeatedly and then looting them, which would give you a lot of bad, essentially just a lot of bad public order. Grimgar has confederated Scabii, and this would have been perfect for the run I was trying to do earlier, which didn't happen, but such is the case. In this case, we're just going to go blow up Guts over here, and this should be an auto-resolvable 5. You lose 3 units, but you lose a couple of units, but essentially you're stronger than them. Here you want to sack the settlement as you've killed their faction leader, and if you do that as the orcs, you will get a confederation going. With that confederation going, we also got a goblin big boss, which we're going to start moving upwards. This is unit we'll throw into our army now, and we just need to recruit some Savage Orc boys. Ideally, we will first force march ourselves into the Aken territory. Don't worry too much about grunting Mikol down here, as it is not much of an issue. You also get another lord up here, which does he have a decent... He's confident. He's confidently going to get fired. Now, you have, of course, Grimgor coming down this way. He's at war with Karaz Azul. Grimgor is going to grow incredibly fast, and that's something you want. What we're going to do is we're going to do next turn. Essentially heal up, show you the best position I believe that you should heal up Wurrzag, and then I will tell you the possibilities of your campaign. You can also start upgrading your buildings. You have a lot of money, as you can see, because we've been sacking so much, but I would really just recommend destroying these buildings and building a idols, because you want to build Wurzag's encampment as fast as possible for the savage orc big boys. The big ones are much stronger. Grimgor is expanding like crazy, and that's gonna only benefit you. Keep in mind that you will get everything he owns if you were to beat him. That's actually something you'd want, as that's not territory you want to get. We got our settlement, we got our first objective, and now we're just gonna move into our territory. I think this is the best place. We're gonna do that, and we can recruit 3. So 1, 2. This one is the weakest, and this one is the weakest. You merge them and recruit another one. That essentially makes sure that your army is at full strength. Now, what aims should you have? This guy just come up this way. Your aim should be to take Barrack, right? You can take it in the next 4 turns. Very easily, being able to get the Barrack in 4 turns, blow it up, especially since it will make you really popular with Grimgor, and you're gonna be dealing with the dwarfs anyway. If you don't deal with them now, they're gonna come and get you, and that's not gonna be pretty. You could try and drag Grimgor into a war with them if you join war with everyone else, but that is not ideal, as you're going to end up fighting on multiple fronts, and that's not something you want, especially when you're playing on Legendary. So what I would recommend is bring Wurrzag over here, jump over the territory of Grimgor so he doesn't have the trespassing debuff, or blow up Dozkaraz. When you blow up Dozkaraz, you're going to sack it, and or even raise it. If you raise it, what I recommend is staying outside the settlement, and ambush stands, they will come to settle it. Dwarves love rune dwelling, and they'll come to the settlement, they will occupy it. That will weaken their army by half, and that will be a good way to farm the dwarves till you have a full Wa. Once you have a Wa, go on, and you're very close to one already. If you were to follow these sacking rituals over there, I would recommend you start another army, fill it with goblin archers, and then call the Wa. So we're talking around turn 14 for you, and then you start beating on the dwarfs. You could call a Wa on the dwarfs, but that means you need to go and take Kazakh, which is quite difficult, but you have a really good Wa target here. The border princes, you can literally just jump and take the settlement quite easily. You're already at war with them, so it's gonna be just fantastic. Also, if you take it, you're gonna weaken them drastically. Keep in mind, they're fighting Certosa over here as well, and they're not yet, but they might fight Certosa, and they might fight the other orcs in this region if they're still alive. It seems they might not be, as the as Balagar is quite strong. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope you find this guide useful. If you do, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I tried to get a much more complicated guide going, and I might do that in the future. It's just I need to understand exactly after these first 10 turns what to do. These first 10 turns always go smoothly. They are consistent. Nothing ever changes. The problem is when you start attacking Dwarkaraz, things change consistently because you're dealing with so many different factors. There is 50% chance that Barrack is not confederated, that Scabby are not confederated by Grimgor, that you will have a rebellion. In this case, you will not have a rebellion, even if you're raiding, right? You're not gonna get a rebellion in your own lands. So there are all of these different factors you must keep in mind. Anyway, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!